Hello, hello, hello. Bienvenidos. Bienvenue to a new match day. Match day 4 Majors, part 1. And looking at this title card, I think we all know what a special treat we have in store. USP versus Tenochtitlan, a battle between the Brazilians and the Mexicans, or I guess the Aztecs. Um, Two different sides of the same Latin American continent, or I guess cultural continent. Then we have CABA, who I guess going on that same Latin American trail, are facing Shanghai, who are not whatsoever on the Latin American cultural continent by any means. But nevertheless, still quite a clash. CABA sitting pretty at second right now. Shanghai trying to always continue to improve themselves season after season. And it's been an upward trajectory since. And finally, probably our biggest match of the day, Rake versus Hollywood. But first, we have Tenochtitlan versus USP, or União Sao Paulo. União Sao Paulo. Portuguese is like one of those languages I've always wanted to learn. I can like say some things, not much, but nevertheless, Brazil, very cool. Want to visit at one point. It's gotta be one of those places. And Tenochtitlan, I've already had the pleasure of actually being able to go to the pyramids. Fantastic, highly recommend. But here we go with the two teams. Sao Paulo versus Tenochtitlan, and Patterson already marking the game with a fantastic tackle against Cotswold to put it out for a throw-in for USP. Patterson taken down by Peixoto. The referee's going to call him over. It's a red for João Peixoto. What is going on? After a minute and 15 seconds, the referees called Peixoto over, and it's a red card. USP down to 10 men within literally under a minute and a half. This is ridiculous. João Peixoto taken off for what to me seemed like a pretty light challenge. Maybe the referee isn't too familiar with South American football, but nevertheless, Sao Paulo are going to have to play with 10 men, and here's Elliott with a free kick, but it's just way over. Tenochtitlan have a golden opportunity to get some points off of Sao Paulo. Will it happen? Hannibal Armos gets cut out by Rubio. Back to Mulder, but Mulder finds Cotswold. Cotswold, getting pressed by Elliot J, is able to find Mulder with a fantastic through ball. Mulder with a shot, but it's just wide. With the outside of the foot, could not make that curl in. Sao Paulo have to feel pretty terrible so far. I mean, they've already had a man sent off so far this season. Aoi. Nevertheless, this time as a defender, can't really make too many changes in the SSL. Or at least not until halftime. SSL rules. De Silva. Can't hold the ball. De Groot now. Nelson. Hashimoto. Sao Paulo not taken down by having one less man. Hashimoto to Rubio with the shot, but it's just wide. Hitting the outside of the net. Not the right part of the net, which would be the inside. But here's Cotswold on the corner. Sao Paulo already have 2 more yellow cards. Maybe wanted to finish the game with 9, but it's finally cleared by Roger. Only out to Aoi though. Aoi, the last man. Roger deciding not to go after the ball that Aoi was able to play to Aguilera the third. Aguilera finds Slabhead, trying to play it forward, getting pressed by Volta. Slabhead with a fantastic touch just to get a little bit of space. De Groot, but can't finish the chance. Elliott able to stick out just enough of a foot so that it stays 0-0. Hashimoto trying to get Sao Paulo on the board. And Volta is able to clear it. Once again, another Sao Paulo corner. Sao Paulo not taking their foot off the gas after going down to 10 men. Hashimoto. Cleared away by Pinkman though, but only out to Hashimoto once again. Finds Mulder. Mulder with a shot, and it's blocked. And it's out for another corner. Cotswold and Hashimoto are probably, I don't know. I love watching them both. Slabhead with the header, but it's cleared away. Mulder back to Cotswold. Cotswold gonna take it inside. Gonna find someone in the middle. There it is. Nerve de Groot gets Sao Paulo their first goal of the match. Going down from 10 men, still finding the opener. De Groot having to tap it in after quite a kerfuffle in the middle. Slabhead couldn't get his head on the ball. Cotswold playing it inside, smart. And Rubio, I think, maybe touches it just so that the group can get the final touch. But nevertheless, Sao Paulo have their goal after starting off the match incredibly strong. But with 10 men, can you hold the scoreline? 1 goal up is always a great place to be. Estrangen. Back to Ball. Calvin Ball. Men want to be him. Women want to be with him. Kirkpatrick. Roger able to get it off of Kirkpatrick. Passes to Volta. To De Silva. Roger with a chance. There it is. There's the equalizer. Roger puts Tenochtitlan back on the board to equalize the match. Sao Paulo could not hold that 1 goal lead for long. Volta finding De Silva. De Silva finding Roger with a great through ball. And Roger sending Aguilera the wrong way. Is able to just slot into the back of the net. What was Aguilera doing? I'm not too sure. But nevertheless, Tenochtitlan finding themselves equal again with Sao Paulo. But here's Sao Paulo. Nelson with the shot. But Ball is able to get his body in front of it. And it's out for a corner. Cotswold now. Cotswold on the corner for Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo want a goal. Want to find themselves in the lead once again. But aren't able to do that on that corner. Elliott though. Elliott trying to get it to Armados. Is able to. Elliott now playing inside, much like Cotswold. Elliott's going to have a shot. It's curling, but it's just wide. Caetano kind of pumping the air. Mostly, I think, out of anger that the fact that his teammate wasn't able to pass it to him. But what a shot by Elliott. You got to take them when you have the chance. Pinkman now. Pinkman, a poor pass. Oh, he's able to get on the end of that. Oh, starting the counter for Sao Paulo to De Groot. De Groot needs to find someone in the middle. It finds Aoe, but it's blocked by Estrangen and finally cleared by Armaros. But it's out to Roger. And now does Tenochtitlan have a counter? But Patterson's offsides. Sao Paulo. I mean, look at that average position with the ball. Still dominating that midfield. Tenochtitlan, of course, still having also a good amount of chances going forward. But it took the first goal of Sao Paulo to really set this match on fire. But here's Caetano. Caetano to Roger. Can Roger find? No, but here's Tut. But Aguilera makes a fantastic stop this time. Tanto Tut just could not get it past Aguilera. But here's Volta on the corner. And it's a missed chance from Tenochtitlan off a corner. Close it heading into extra time. Sao Paulo have one more chance. To Rubio. Rubio trying to find someone. Anyone. Rubio playing deep for a striker. Especially a striker of his caliber. But here's Nelson. Back to Slavhead. Rubio really playing a central midfielder position. Nerve the Groot trying to get to, but it's headed away by Elliott. And Armaros with a fantastic challenge, getting it pinpoint perfect. Ball clearing it now for Tenochtitlan. Finds De Silva to Volta. Volta finds Roger, who has space. Needs to find Patterson in the middle. Can he? Patterson, there it is. It's the second. Tenochtitlan now 2-1 up against Sao Paulo, going down 1-0. But Sao Paulo with a man down, it's hard to keep those kinds of leads. De Silva heading it down to Volta, and Volta had to play the pass to Roger, is able to, and Roger unselfishly brings out the defenders to cover him, and Patterson is able to make the final mark. And there's the second. I want to say that was fantastic by Roger. Yeah, it's really high game IQ to be able to pull out your defenders like that and leave the other striker just completely open for the tap-in. Another thing that you could argue is that the Sao Paulo players were playing the man, not the ball. Other way around, playing the ball, not the man. Which, I mean, you don't typically want to play it that way. But at the end of the day, the scoreline does not change based off of my analysis on the game. Therefore, Tenochtitlan 2, Sao Paulo 1. And here comes some halftime substitutions. I gotta say, these graphics are so good. It's ridiculous. It's so peak. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, so good. Armaros to Pinkman. Pinkman taking his time for Tenochtitlan, trying to get a quick third. This third goal is going to be important. Can Sao Paulo find an equalizer? But here's Patterson. Patterson wants to make it an early third. Patterson with a shot. And there it is. Dom Patterson with his second goal of the match. Makes it that third goal. Tenochtitlan find themselves 3-1 to Sao Paulo. And they're 10 men. It's a mountain and a half to climb. Can Sao Paulo do it? If there's any team in this league that can do it, it's probably Sao Paulo. Patterson finding himself with so much space. Slavhead trying to cut him down, but Patterson just able to shoot that as a rocket past Aguilera. Of course, you don't really go into this match believing that you're going to go down to 10 men so early in the game, like literally the first minute and 30 seconds. And here's Amoros cutting out a sloppy pass. Amoros, is he going to have his goal of the match? There it is. Tenochtitlan 4, Sao Paulo 1. The referee's reviewing this. This looks completely fine to me. And there's the confirmation of the goal. Tenochtitlan 4, Sao Paulo 1. Tenochtitlan running riot on the Brazilians. Amoros to Patterson, and as I told you, was pretty clearly on. Amoros just, oh my, what a rocket. Patterson and Amoros doing the best they can with those two rockets to put Tenochtitlan up 4-1. And it's a quick fire double within 2 minutes. Aguilera to Cotswold, getting pressed by basically all of Tenochtitlan. And once again, find themselves with the ball, but it's only back out to Calvin Ball. Ball on ball, or ball with ball, to De Silva. And it's a poor pass. De Groot able to cut it out, but only out to Estrangen. De Silva now getting pressed by Nelson and Kirkpatrick. De Silva playing a fantastic cross, but it's headed away by the USP defense. And Hashimoto now can't get the pass right. Volta, is he going to have a shot? Yes, he is. And Aguilera is able to tip it wide after a funny little deflection. Volta on the corner. Tenochtitlan won their fifth. If this game wasn't already over, a fifth would for sure put the... I don't even know if you call it the final nail in the coffin. Maybe the final staple. Volta on the corner. And it's good with a header, but it's blocked by Aguilera. Saved. Volta to Caetano with the shot, and it's just over. Tenochtitlan putting on the pressure, but Sao Paulo have been able to hold on so far. Of course, I mean, they're 3 goals down, so hold on. But Mulder with a fantastic chance. Estrangen out of place, and Mulder finds USP second. Aguilera. What a ball. De Groot is able to head it onto Mulder, and Mulder needs to beat ball. Beats ball at his near post, and Sao Paulo have a goal back. I said it was a mountain and a half decline right before, or right after that third goal. Maybe they've just shrunk it down to just a mountain. Elliott, though, trying to find a fifth for Tenochtitlan, and it's just headed over by, I think, Pinkman. Tenochtitlan not taking their foot off the gas. Now the team really has. Caetano trying to play long to Patterson, but Slabhead's there to cut it out. Slabhead to Aoi. Aoi playing it back to Aguilera. Aguilera clears it, trying to find someone. Finds the crew, heads it down to Mulder. Mulder trying to find a third. And Calvin Ball with a fantastic save to keep Tenochtitlan with that 2-goal cushion. One more goal, and I can guarantee you Tenochtitlan heads might start to get a little bit paranoid. Hashimoto. And it's out for goal kick. To Rubio. Off a throw-in from Hashimoto. Right back to Aguilera. Playing it long, trying to find someone. Elliott able to head it back to Tut. Back into the midfield. Tut kicks it down to De Silva. Volta. It's quick football. Roger has some space, but Nelson's able to cut it out. De Groot heads it away one more time, but only out to Pinkman. Pinkman now trying to take it forward to Amoros. And Cotswold with a fantastic tackle. Amoros with another fantastic tackle on Mulder. De Silva to Volta. Volta finds Roger. Roger looks offsides. And it hits off the inside of the post, but I don't think it would have mattered. Tenochtitlan close to finding their fifth. Maybe I would have been wrong, but unfortunately I couldn't see a replay of that. De Silva finds Volta. Volta to De Silva. De Silva to Volta. Volta taken down in the box. The referee's not going to call it. Tut with the shot, and it's cleared away. That looked like a penalty. More than... that looked way more like a penalty than the original red card did, but, you know, I'm not the referee down there. I gotta, it's not. Maybe there was something I didn't see. Elbow to the face or something. But typically you want to like give a warning, maybe a yellow card to condition the players at first. But the referee deemed it fit to give Peixoto a red card, and that's the way that the game played out. And you can't blame the referee too much when you've conceded 4 goals. Tut taking it up the field for Tenochtitlan Lawn. Trying to play past to Groot. Is able to. Trying to put a ball into the middle. Hashimoto clears it out, but only out to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick to Sao Paulo. Taking it up the field. Trying to find Rubio. Finds Rubio. Needs to find Mulder in the middle. Rubio's going to take it himself, but Calvin Ball easily collects. Rubio shooting it right at him. The Swaz wasn't there. Aguilera the third. To Head. Head to Cotswold. Cotswold trying to take it up the pitch. To De Groot. De Groot. Sao Paulo trying to find a third before the 85th minute. To Cotswold. To Rubio. Rubio. Heck to Cotswold with a fantastic pass. Hashimoto and De Silva's finally able to clear, but only out to way out to Roger. Roger to Patterson. Patterson has a chance to make it the 5th, and it's taken out of the box. The referee's not going to call it. A fantastic tackle by the USP defense. I think it was Slabhead. Slabhead, for being really the only defender, has been fantastic this game. Owe to Nelson. Nelson gets it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick heads it down to Rubio. Rubio can't find Mulder. It's cleared away. Last-ditch effort by Tenochtitlan. Hashimoto trying to finds De Groot, but De Groot heads it over. Missed opportunities. I mean, Sao Paulo haven't looked bad whatsoever. They could have easily tied this. Patterson heads it down to Caetano. To Volta. Volta finds Roger. Roger plays it out wide to De Silva. De Silva trying to find someone in the middle. Finds Don Patterson for his hat trick. And the final nail in the coffin. Sao Paulo were almost getting out of that box, but Tenochtitlan, like putting a zombie back in their place, was able to put them right back into the ground. And Roger playing it out to De Silva. Finds Don Patterson all alone. Once again, USP playing the ball, not the man. And Don Patterson, for their hat trick, is able to finally kill off a match. And I think that will be the final score. Is the referee going to call it? With this last kick from Aguilera to Slabhead. Maybe 1 or 2 more passes. And there it is. There's the final whistle. Tenochtitlan with the huge upset versus União Sao Paulo. Tenochtitlan 5. Sao Paulo 2. I mean, this game was marked by a Peixoto getting sent off within the first 2 minutes. And after that, Sao Paulo were able to go up early in the match. Roger with a quick answer. And from then on, Don Patterson, Roger ran rampant on the Sao Paulo defense. Of course, a man down, but nevertheless, Don Patterson, your man of the match, with 3 goals and 1 assist. A 10 out of 10 match rating. Can you say anything else? Most likely, because I have to commentate another 2 games. But in regards to Don Patterson, fantastic player, fantastic game. Tenochtitlan doing fantastic against a really tough opponent. Sao Paulo still play like an 11-man side with 10 men. So this result is huge for Tenochtitlan and quite a bummer for Sao Paulo. But here we go. CABA versus Shanghai Dragons. The Porteños in Buenos Aires versus Shanghai. I mean, CABA's a very good team this season. They've been a very good team the past, maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But, they're probably one of, the teams that I'd say could maybe sneak into that top 3. No doubt about it that they're going to make the top 6. Going to be in that tier 1, or I guess first division for next season. I don't know. I think CABA for sure have the stronger team out of maybe you have the big 3, Rake, Hollywood, and Sao Paulo for right now. You got SFV right in there. CABA. Who would really be after that? I ask myself good questions that I don't have the answer to. It's unfortunate when that happens. You have gives just such great questions and aren't able to be answered. I mean, you have Romana there in fourth. They have like the third lowest TPE within the league, and they're in fourth right now. Of course, 3 games they lost pretty definitively to CABA, but nevertheless, it's going to be really interesting to see how the final table maps out. And CABA is going to be a very tough opponent for Shanghai, but if there's anything that can do it, it might be Shanghai. Santori finally moving up to CABA. I didn't really notice that. O'Leary taking the ball off of Bob. O'Leary playing it up the field for CABA. Can CABA find an early goal? Trying to find someone in the middle, but Big Mac Johnson's able to clear it away. But only out to McManus, to Duck. Ruben, Scott with a shot. And it's just wide. Trick Johnson. To Bob. Billy Bob. Finds Habjanic. Habjanic taking it up the pitch. Habjanic is a interesting transfer for Shanghai. Del Vecchio trying to find someone in the middle. It's cleared away by CABA. Jimothias taken down. But Billy Bob with the shot, but it's just wide. Curling and just wide. Yeah, Habjanic was on Athenai, right? If I'm not mistaken. Scott to O'Leary. O'Leary finds a shot, but to catch it with a fantastic save. Our first real chance of the match. O'Leary cutting in and out. Playing a fantastic strike, but Takechi's there to meet O'Leary's move. It's like a chess match. I mean, isn't the great analogy between, like, you know, football and chess, right? It's like, you know, one team, it's like a tactical masterclass or tactical battle, and then you have the players on the pitch. You know, I guess, you know, the pawn could always beat a knight on the football field, not in chess. Johnson, actually, technically, yes, in chess. I don't know why I said that. Trying to find anyone in the middle, but Honeyham, unfortunately, not getting their header on target. Trick to Voda. Voda finding Honeyham. Honeyham with a shot. And it's Kabiri with the fantastic save by Habjanic, trying to put it right back in the middle. And it's just caught by Kabiri. Kabiri doing fantastic for CABA, like always. Voda having a pretty interesting season so far. Was it last match or 2 matches ago where they had a goal, an own goal, and an assist? Oh, an assist to the other team. That's what it was. So, you know, it's sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. Is how it is. But Shanghai, I mean, they have a very young squad in Magyar. They have a very young squad in Shanghai, just in general. I mean, they're not really an established team just yet, but they're always looking to surprise. Like, here's Petter Lind, who was able to make the move up from Magyar this past offseason, to Big Mac, to Jimothias, who has already had a season under the belt in the majors, to Habjanic, playing it up the field. Habjanic, trying to find someone in the middle. Can they get across? And finds Billy Bob to Jimothias with the shot, but it's just wide. Jimothias can't get their footing right, and it's just wide. Kabiri clearing it, but Bengt Ruben isn't able to head it down to a friendly face. Voda now. Voda trying to get the counterattack. Voda able to get it past Ruben. Bob just can't get the header, and O'Leary now on the ball. Finds Scott. Can they find Bengt Ruben all the way on the right? Santori taken out wide down the left. Santori can't find O'Leary. Cleared out. Del Vecchio finally able to get it out, but only to McManus. McManus for CABA trying to create another counterattack. Santori. Can they find it? No, Trick Johnson. But here's Leo Fiacra, and Takechi with a fantastic save. I don't know what a Fiacra is, but it happens. Takechi able to grab it out of the air, and easy for Shanghai. Habjanic. Can't find Honeyham. Honeyham able to play a little bit of defense against Criminal, but finds its way back to Kabiri. Kabiri taking it away, but O'Leary trying to head it on to literally no one. Big Mac to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio finds Voda. Voda to Bob. Honeyham gets it past Chad. Only by a little bit, though. Passes back to Del Vecchio, to Bob. Bob. And it's headed away. Del Vecchio, though, able to collect it once more. Shanghai not letting up the pressure. Habjanic to Bob with the shot. And it's just over. I think Kabiri gets a hand to it. A fantastic save by Kabiri. It's going to have to take maybe a miracle to get past Kabiri today. Billy Bob trying to find someone in the middle. Can't. Billy Bob once again to Big Mac. To DeSoto. DeSoto with the shot, but it's just once again over. And Kabiri doesn't have to do anything this time. Almost going into halftime. Still 0-0. Not as much action like the last match. Timotheus to Voda. Voda to Honeyham. And Kabiri once again with the stop, but Honeyham has to do better there. Shot it right at Kabiri, but nevertheless, we still remain 0-0. Billy Bob trying to get another. Honeyham just can't get his head to that. Habjanic, though, picks it up and gets the touch all wrong, and it's out for a CABA throw-in. And there it is. Halftime. 0-0. A fairly quiet match from both sides considering everything, but Shanghai have had quite a few chances. Are they going to live to regret missing some of those chances? XG shows that they should maybe have a goal by now. CABA is not so lucky. Banked Ruben not performing all too well for CABA so far. Porteños. You know, CABA reminds me that the World Cup's coming up. That's pretty fun. I'm excited. Voda able to cut out a kickoff pass. Voda to Trick Johnson. Timotheus finds Habjanic with but Santori, the little man, gets up there. I mean, if Miko Rashford II can get a hat trick off of headers in this game, in this league, and Banked Ruben with the opener. Inside 47 minutes, 2 minutes after the half, Banked Ruben just able to get it right past Takechi. Shanghai Dragons defense falls asleep for just a moment. Criminal able to get it to Santori. And Santori just pretty, I think routine cross. And, when you're on it, you're on it. And Banked Ruben, who didn't have the best first half, was just able to get on the end of that. Once again, Shanghai Dragons defense, unfortunately, falls asleep for them. I have to be completely unbiased. No, I mean, I don't know. I feel some sympathy to the Buenos Airians because, family ties. Scott with the shot at Takechi, keeping Shanghai Dragons in it. 2-0 would have been a hard a hard hill to climb. I mean, you don't only have 10 men like last game, so we'll downgrade the mountain to a hill, right? Banked Ruben on the corner for Buenos Aires. Family Ties is a Kendrick song, right? Yeah. Was that part of the whole diss track thing? I think so. Pop culture is I'm okay with pop culture. Yeah. I mean I'm not too into it, right? Do you have to be into pop culture? It's just something that you recognize. That's another interesting question. Because I guess technically your whole life you could just read books from the 1800s and be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. But you see their faces no matter what, right? People are gonna tell you hey, I know that do you watch the Kardashians? And you're like, what are they? And they might explain it to you. But here's Duck to O'Leary to Banked Ruben. Trick Johnson with the fantastic tackle. McManus is still able to find Banked Ruben. Banked Ruben all alone with the shot, but Takechi is able to get a hand out. But Banked Ruben was offsides anyway. Scott to Ruben. Banked Ruben to Fiacre. Fiacre finds O'Leary. Buenos Aires trying to put up an attack. Criminal to O'Leary. O'Leary with a chance, but it's just wide. CABA finding a lot of chances this half, but only one has gone in so far. Billy Bob trying to give an equalizer to Habjanic. To Timotheus with a shot, and there it is. Shanghai won. Buenos Aires won. What a goal by Timotheus. Oh my God. I gotta watch this back. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. Billy Bob plays a short corner to Habjanic. Habjanic finds Timotheus all alone. Is that out to the boot? Top corner. I told you he was gonna take a miracle to beat Kabiri. And there it is. There's your miracle. That was ridiculous. Take a bow, Timotheus. I mean, I guess you wouldn't want to take it out until you like win the game, right? Fiacre finds Banked Ruben all alone, and Banked Ruben just can't get the shot. Oh, he was offsides anyway. Shanghai spared some losses, but here's Banked Ruben back to Duck to McManus. Fiacre. Timotheus is able to play it out, but Honeyham unable to control it. Klulichad to Fiacre, back to Klulichad, to Criminal. To Klulichad, McManus. Finds O'Leary. O'Leary with the through ball. And there's the second. Buenos Aires once again in the lead. O'Leary. I mean, connecting on a fantastic through ball, and it was disallowed. Wow, I actually thought that was completely onside. Here's Klulichad to McManus. Yeah, he's about a mile off. You could fit a yardstick in between that's for sure. And the scoreline stays at 1-1, but here's a corner from Banked Ruben. Trying to find someone. Kenny. And there it is, Sean O'Leary. This time, this goal's going to count. Buenos Aires 2, Shanghai Dragons 1. I think that this match has really been marked by a Shanghai defense that sometimes falls asleep, but sometimes is just completely turned on. Oh. I think that came off of Voda. I can't blame the defense there. I mean, I can't blame Voda either. Like, wrong place, wrong time, right? But unfortunate for Shanghai. Yeah, I mean, it's not an own goal. McManus now trying to find the third, but Takechi is able to parry it away. Banked Ruben. Trying to find someone in the middle. Can't find O'Leary. It's way over. Finding his way on the other corner flag. Buenos Aires with the throw-in to Banked Ruben. To Duck. Back to Duck. Duck trying to find McManus. Can't find Scott. To Criminal. Criminal's going to have a shot. There it is, but Takechi is able to just parry it away. What a fantastic save by Takechi. Shanghai's man of the match so far, in my opinion. But here's Banked Ruben. CABA won a third. Takechi is able to just grab that out. Billy Bob. Trying to find someone. Finds Timotheus. Timotheus. Can they work some more of their magic? Klulichad able to clear away across from Timotheus to Voda. To Trick. Trick's going to have a shot, but Kabiri picks that out of the air like an apple from a tree. Or I guess a carrot from the ground. Some other hyperboles. That's a hyperbole, right? Lind heads it down, but only to O'Leary. Wrong team, buddy. Honeyham tracks back and is able to get the ball right back for Shanghai. Del Vecchio to Habjanic. Just a long pass, and Klulichad's able to cut that out. Fiacre to McManus. McManus trying to find Santori, trying to find a teammate. De Soto heads it down, but only to Scott. O'Leary now is able to get a touch past Scott. And Scott taken down the middle. The referee's going to call that a penalty. I don't know about that. That's a little bit iffy for me, but I mean, we'll see what the referee says. VAR does not lie, does it? I mean, it does sometimes. It's a penalty. The referee has sided, or I guess the VAR sided with the referee. Takechi trying to work some more of the magic, keep Shanghai in it. Takechi versus Scott. Scott, who's had a rather quiet match, and Scott's able to tuck it in. Takechi kind of diving the right way, but not fully committing, and Sterling Scott has their goal for the match. Yeah. I mean, I think Takechi takes a step the wrong way, and Scott, seeing that, is able to just put it the complete opposite way, and Takechi unable to dive far enough. But Shanghai trying to maybe find a miracle. Habjanic to Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio taking off the ball by O'Leary, and it's cleared away by CABA. Del Vecchio. It's going to maybe not even need a miracle and a half. Billy Bob playing it up for Shanghai. Finds a trick to Voda. Voda, he's going to have a shot. Yes, he does. And Voda's able to get a second back. The game's still on. You have a minute and a half. Voda, I mean, their first goal of the match, I'm not even going to count the deflection. Voda with, what a fantastic shot. Kabiri just not able to get down enough. Voda able to get past two players and just put it into that corner. I mean, Voda has been having like a very good season so far. Minus all the, own goal banter. And that's the full-time whistle. Shanghai not able to get that third, and Buenos Aires is able to hold out for that minute and a half. it was looking a little bit iffy. But looking at the XG, you got to say, probably deserved. Shanghai having a fantastic first half, unable to convert. Buenos Aires having an even better second half. And this time they could. And they walk out with a win. And depending on the next match, who knows? Maybe find themselves top of the table. We will see. I think if Hollywood wins, they go top of the table. I think they're sitting at 7 right now. Yeah. Sounds right to me. 7. Or is it 6? It's like 6 or 7. No, they I know they tied. It's 7. And here is probably the most important match of the match day. No shade to the other matches. Reykjavik versus Hollywood. Hollywood coming so close in the league last season versus Reykjavik, who have been on the downturn recently. And by downturn, I mean they aren't winning the league every single season. I mean, it goes to show how close the league's become, ever since the fabled Season 20 class. But, with a new class, I can only imagine how much the league's going to change in another 2 seasons. Maybe we'll have 1 or 2 bigger class of Academy graduates to come through the ranks. But yeah, nevertheless, this is going to be an exciting match. Reykjavik versus Hollywood, both vying for a title like every season. And you might be asking or saying, Max, it's just match day 4. Why are you hyping this game up? It's not that important. You know that a Manchester City versus an Arsenal game at the beginning of the season is going to be huge, right? Like, that these top teams are going to come in. They're going to give it everything they got. Yes, it's early in the season, but these points, every point matters when you're going for a title. Especially these points against top teams. And I mean, we've been saying, the big 3, I guess, really maybe the last 3 seasons, Reykjavik, Hollywood, USP. Any matches between these 3 is always going to be a really feisty one. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 red cards, but here's Hollywood FC. Are they only on 4 points? Yeah, they are. It's Reykjavik that can go top of the table if they win today's match. But Hollywood want to keep themselves within the title race. Going up to 7 would be a fantastic help to their cause. Rashford to Urkel. I see this Reykjavik team, and it's just insane to me how they don't win every single game by like 10 goals. But, you look at this Hollywood team, and you're like, I see why. Maldonado. And here we go. Tentacles for Reykjavik, trying to start at top early in the match. Can't find anyone. Cormier able to clear it out, but only out to Gerard. Gerard to Maldonado. Gerard playing it long to Shaheen. Shaheen trying to find someone in the middle. Can't. Finds Maldonado instead. Still in the same bound, but Martel's able to get it off of Maldonado. Martel just getting his footing around. Miko, but Mo Green's able to head it just away, but only out to Nemarino. The pressure not done. Maldonado to Urkel. To Shaheen. Shaheen with a shot, but Walverson's able to get his whole body behind that. And it's out for a Reykjavik corner. Here's Tentacles now. Tentacles trying to find someone in the middle. Can't. Headed away. Martel finally heads it one more time away. And it's out for a Reykjavik throw-in. Walverson clearing it for Hollywood. Trying to find a teammate. Can. Martel heads it down to Close. Close. Passes it back to Mo Green. To Tentacles, who's taken... Or, sorry, to Hunt, who's taken down by Tentacles. And I think the referee's going to call that. I think... I'm not too sure what was going on there. But it looked to me like a penalty. And we'll see. Does the VAR corroborate? Yes, they do. Here's Martel. Martel, known to put away penalties against Wall Jr., who's a formidable goalkeeper. Martel with the shot. And there it is. Slots at home. Wall driven the wrong way. And Pete Martel, their 5th of the season, puts Hollywood up 1-0 in an important match early in the season. Martel. Penalties aren't the flashiest. They're not the nicest, but you can just tell when a player knows how to kick a penalty in. And Martel's one of those players. But here's Maldonado with some space out on the right. Maldonado finds Del Pilo. Del Pilo trying to find someone. Cormier pressing. Maldonado with a shot. And is, I think, deflected or something, but it's a free kick. I think it was deflected off another Reykjavik player that was offside. But nevertheless, it's going to come to nothing. And we still have a 1-0 lead for Hollywood. Probably our quietest match of the three so far. I don't remember going these this many minutes without a highlight. But let's talk a little bit about the two teams. What is going on with Hollywood's formation? I mean, it's interesting, and I'm not gonna hate on it. They're clearly 1-0 up. I just think it looks a little bit interesting. It's a 4-3-3. I mean, I know what a formation is, but it's a really deep three in the midfield. But of course, you have Scott. I mean, honestly, I see the vision. Kupina's pressing Durbitov. Two strikers against each other, and Durbitov just wins out, finding Gerard to Prusikin to Tentacles, who's already conceded a penalty so far. Tentacles trying to make up for that with the shot, and I think it's off of Walverson, and it's out for a Reykjavik corner. Tentacles almost finding a makeup for their unfortunately conceded penalty, and I don't know what was going on in the box there, but yeah. Mogreen to close. To Mogreen. Maria putting out a foot, but it falls right back to Mogreen. Alverson playing it out to Hefeweizen. Dia finding Calderon out on the left. Calderon trying to find someone in the middle. And it's an own goal. I'm not too sure off of who. Ilya Prusikin, the referee saying. And Hollywood off of two very fortunate. Reykjavik's gifted them 2 goals. Calderon playing a tough. Honestly, give the credit to Calderon. Playing a fantastic cross, a hard cross, and they're really tough to deal with. And Prusikin just not getting their clearance right. And Wall Jr. unable to parry it away. And there you got it. Hollywood 2, Reykjavik 0. 2 goals gifted by Reykjavik. I mean, Hollywood haven't done anything to particularly deserve their 2-0 lead, but in these kinds of would you rather lose playing well or win playing terribly? I think everyone's going to take the 3 points versus going home being like, I can pat myself, on the back. I played all right. That's not what matters when you're trying to win a title. But here's Durbitov to Del Pirlo to Shaheen. Reykjavik trying to find a way back into this match. Tentacles. To Neymarinho with a shot. And Walverson once again being a wall in between that goal and the ball. Maldonado trying to go once again. And Maldonado's able to break down that wall, find the little brick that's missing. And there it is. Reykjavik right back into this match. Shaheen collecting out by the corner flag. Maldonado able to get the ball off of Dia. And Maldonado sends Walverson the wrong way. And it's just able to smack that into the goal. Pushed out the brick himself. And I think that's going to bring us to halftime. There it is. Hollywood 2, Reykjavik 1. Hollywood off of a penalty and an own goal. And Reykjavik off of a fantastic shot by Maldonado. Doing it all themselves. But there you got it. That's the end of the first half. In a very... this has been pretty close so far. No teams run away with it completely. Reykjavik's right back into it. A point would still serve Reykjavik in their quest. 3 points for Hollywood. They need these 3 points against a top team. So, we'll see what happens. Close to Hunt. Back to Dia. Dia taking it up for Hollywood. Finding Mogren with some space on the right. Mogren trying to find a cross. Finds Wall Jr. Not the person you want to find when you put in a cross. Mogren, unless no, not the person. Yeah. Skavgard. Durbitov, able to cut out a weak pass. Shaheen, trying to get it past Calderon. Shaheen, putting on those burners, is able to play a fantastic little touch past Calderon. Durbitov to Urkel. Urkel to Tentacles with the shot. And Walverson, once again, that wall still has most of its bricks left. And is able to once again stop that ball from going into the back of the net. Reykjavik still with only 1 goal so far. And Dia able to head it away. Tentacles. Hunt is able to once again clear for Hollywood. Does Hollywood have a counter here? Kupina is trying to start off this counter. Neymarinho puts out a foot, but it falls right back to Mogren, and that's the end of that. Foot was clearly enough to deter the tag at least for a little bit. How does Walworson not have like a 9 or something? Ridiculous. I mean, sure, you don't like conceding a goal, especially as a goalkeeper, but when you've been on fire like that, here's Hunt. Trying to find someone in the middle. Can't. Kupines to Cormier. Cormier finds Close out with some space. Close to the shot. And it's just blocked by Derbatov. Out for another Hollywood corner. Hunt. Hollywood FC. Tentacle Dia. Hunt might be offsides. Yeah. Hunt is definitely offsides. Tentacles on the corner. And Del Pirlo finds the header, but it's just over. Del Pirlo can't get the header right. Reykjavik looking for that second. Hollywood still looking for that third. This next goal is crucial. Here's Hunt with a Hollywood corner. Can't find Hafeweisen, but it's only out to Kupines. Kupines is able to collect for Hollywood. Cormier to Close. Close. Trying to make up for their missed chance, but Persikin is able to get the ball off of Close. And does Reykjavik have a counter? Neymarino to Del Pirlo. Trying to find Rashford, but can't. Cormier is able to cut that out to Skovgaard. Skovgaard back to Hafeweisen. The defense of Hollywood playing with themselves. Martel to Calderon. To Dia. Dia with the shot. And Wall Jr. able to keep Reykjavik back in this match. Hollywood still looking for that third goal. This next goal is ever so crucial. Close. Can't find Dia. It's headed away. Gerard finally clears it away. Look at that average position of the ball for Hollywood. It's very condensed versus, Reykjavik, who a little bit more spread out wide. I think it's very interesting. I mean, I was, I guess, a little bit astonished by the Hollywood formation earlier, but I think it makes a lot of sense to me. The complete forwards still play as, I guess, semi-wingers playing a little bit out wide, and the two volantes make up for that space in the middle. The way that we're looking at these tactics is how you want to be without the ball. So I think it makes complete and utter sense. Hunt. Okay, finds Calderon, but Calderon gets the shot wrong, and it's wide. Only 3 minutes left. Reykjavik need a miracle. Mogren for Hollywood. This might be it. Reykjavik are running out of time. Skovgaard to Hafeweisen. Hollywood want to retain the ball. And there it is. Hollywood with a important victory versus Reykjavik. Hollywood 2, Reykjavik 1. For all the astonishment that I had, I don't think I would have been done any better as a tactician. Walverson, my man of the match, and your player of the match, Duncan Walverson, with a fantastic game. I mean, every single thing that Reykjavik threw at it besides one goal was stopped by that wall. Sometimes you're able to push out a little not well placed brick. And Maldonado was able to do that, but the rest of the wall was ever so strong. If one brick falls, it does not matter. The wall stays up. And there you have it. That's our match day part 1. We'll look at the table. But CABA, I think, find themselves still in first since Reykjavik were unable to get a point out of that match. And I was right. CABA find themselves at the top of the table and will stay at the top of the table until the end of this, until the end of the next match day, unless, they continue the streak. But nevertheless, Buenos Aires 10 points at the top of the table. Reykjavik in second with 9. Sao Paulo falling to Tenochtitlan earlier today, 5-2. Tenochtitlan, I mean, you got to give credit to them where credit's due. Yeah, Sao Paulo did have 10 men for literally the whole match. But Tenochtitlan still played fantastically. Shanghai unable to find that last minute goal against Buenos Aires. Had that penalty not happened, it would have been a completely different scoreline, quite literally. And Reykjavik gifting Hollywood 2 goals, and they were made to pay for those mistakes. Hollywood and Walverson playing an absolute defensive wall. And that's the end of that match day. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I'll catch you on the next match day.